I invite you to watch this movie. The human body is equipped not only with the brain, heart, lungs, kidney, liver, pancreas, bones, muscles, etc., but also important glands called the endocrine glands. These glands secrete some important hormones that act in ways which are not fully understood yet. For example, the thyroid gland, the adrenal glands, ovaries, testes, and the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is very important because it regulates our growth, regulates the body growth, and also sees how the food we eat gets utilized by the organs, how our bones grow properly, wounds heal, and every other organ systems function. The adrenal glands produce substances that act on blood vessels. The thyroid gland regulates functioning of almost all organs and systems. There are many other hormones that are necessary for good health. There are tests that are devised for detecting if the glands are secreting the hormones normally and if they are working properly. It is not only the food that we eat that affects changes in our body, but also our activities and emotions. When we feel anger, for example, our adrenals work with the pituitary gland and the brain, which then produces changes in our blood pressure and heart rate. The pulse rate increases and the heart pumps more blood pressure increases, and we begin to shout at the person who made us angry. Or even we might hit him and start a fight. Similarly, testicular hormone in a young man might raise his lust in him when he looks at a shapely woman. The kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara are a person's emotions that are controlled by these glands, hormones, mind, and then there is effect on the blood circulatory system and a palpable rise in the blood pressure. Testosterone is the hormone secreted by the testes, and along with the hypothalamus in the brain, it is responsible for the sexual drive in males. Only by release of tension in the testes, by night ejaculations, also called wet dreams, masturbation or actual intercourse with female, will there be some degree of temporary relief during the years of testosterone influence. Talking about boys, testicular hormone in a boy of 10 years is just beginning to show itself. Its effects vary from boy to boy. By 14 years, a boy thinks about girls most of the time. As he grows older, he focuses his attention more than anything else on girls and plans different ways to satisfy his sexual desires. Although the boy is not fully aware of the consequences of his actions, he throws to wind all inhibitions, customs, codes, and decency. When he is about 20 years of age, he imagines that only a girl or a woman could give him the heavenly pleasures, and he strives to find a female in private and be with her to meet his sexual desires. He will do anything to get her to satisfy his sexual urges. Once he gets married, he might still look for opportunities to sleep with females other than his wife. He considers any advice to behave well from his elders as unworthy rhetoric of old people's thoughts. Increased sex drive does not let a young man listen to advice from the elders or other counselors. At times, the sexual desire produced by the testosterone hormone and the hypothalamus are so severe that the young men between the ages of 16 and 30 might resort to abnormal sexual behavior such as homosexuality, bestiality, child abuse, and visits to a prostitute. The Brahmacharya ashram recommended in Hindu religion for all men until they get married is directed at this discipline in sexual behavior. This sexual urge does not die down completely, and even older men will seek females to whet their sexual intentions just as the younger boys do. The sexual behavior of any person is shrouded in secrecy since no one wishes to talk about it in the open. Only the two people who get engaged in sexual act will know about an incident. The two will avoid making any of it public, and if confronted with questions, the participants will give only evasive replies or narrate a concocted story. Recently, the videos and camera pictures have changed the scenario to some extent. However, even videos and pictures will not be considered for open view by other than those who are closely connected with the participants. In a woman, the ovaries secrete estrogen and progesterone which produce menstruation. This begins at the age of 9 to 13 years and results in maturity of a girl into a woman. A woman is also subjected to sexual pressures because of the actions of the hypothalamus in the brain. If she is aware of the consequences of sexual intercourse, which might result in pregnancy, then she is more careful. A woman's most valuable accomplishment is to conceive, pass through the pregnancy, deliver, and raise a baby. And many times the baby becomes the most valuable asset, more valuable than gold and jewelry to a woman. A male child is wanted by a woman more than a female child for uncertain reasons. But a mother considers a male child to represent its father. But for many women, infertility comes in the way to achieve motherhood. Infertility is a big problem for couples, and services of a specialist doctor are solicited by them. But the important point is the age of the woman. The marriageable age is now raised by law to 18 for girls. The education of a girl who wishes to gain skills and become capable of earning a livelihood on her own will delay the pregnancy further. Many couples want to settle down in life before resorting to produce babies. It is more common these days that the first pregnancy is delayed until the girl is 28 years old. If in case a woman does not get pregnant within 6 months of deciding to start a family, then there should not be any delay in seeking medical help. It is not advisable to delay investigation for infertility, to give years and years for pregnancy to take place on its own. The first important test is to investigate if the semen is of good quality, and once this is established, then the egg production by the ovaries is in the right track or not. Nowadays, there is less worry for females about getting pregnant by any sex acts because of various contraceptives available. Also, there are legal avenues for unwanted pregnancies to be terminated if the woman wishes by medical abortion. Therefore, any abnormal sexual behavior to be unnecessary and improper these days. Rape and child sex abuse are considered fit for death penalty too